Listen to the following 6 adult education student interviews as they share their stories and how they were able to overcome their barriers and continue to move forward. Each brief story looks at a different type of adult learner on their own path, guided by their instructors.
My name is Samsha Ase.
And I'm Samsha Ase.
When we came here, it's been 1 year and a half. And we was hoping to take business administration. Instead, we took English classes. Now we're taking IT classes.
It was difficult for us to go through goal, the one we want. So the IT classes was free, and we say maybe we can go and check what's going on. And yeah, so we in IT classes now. We have to take online classes because the pandemic. So we have to sacrifice ourselves because let me tell you, sorry, we don't like waking up early. So we have to wake up early and be in class because we know we have a dream, we have a goal. So we need to sacrifice everything to go through the process. Sometimes we cannot, let me say, our uncle, he's so busy, sometimes he cannot pick us from school, so we have to take bus and walk 30 minutes from home. So I would say if you really want to be successful, you have to, even life is challenging, so you have to go. Don't complain everything. So go for your dream, go for a goal, even you got obstacle.
What keeps us motivated is our family because they're always helping us. They're always telling us, do not discourage, do not be discouraged. They'll always be there for us when we need them.
Right now, I can say our dream coming true. So right now with Miss Lodis, we're going to take I'm going to take the database, and she's going to take accounting.
Okay, so I actually landed in Naples, Florida, December 7th of 2019. I had left a difficult relationship with my daughter's father. I got down here, and it was a little bit of being lost and, just navigating a new city, having a little girl. I got down here with my family, and I spent some time just growing and healing with my daughter. And I knew that there was some next steps that I needed to take, and I decided to come back into school and start. So when I started, it's not having my GED has been something that has worn on me for years. I'm 33 years old, and graduation, everybody talks about graduation, and it's one of those things that I never experienced. So when I got into the GED program, it's just with my daughter and shutting out things from my personal life. And then when I was walking into school, it's just your mind races because, it's something you're starting fresh. It's things that you remember when you're 18, but it's so far back in your mind, and then it becomes intimidating. And you sit there and you're in class and you're listening, and you're like, okay, you're talking yourself into it, and you're like, I can do this and I can move forward. But my biggest obstacle was coming in and overcoming myself, because I was my biggest self-doubt. Overcoming myself, and then going home and scheduling that time frame between walking in the door and having my daughter, because when you walk in, it's a show. It's mommy's home. It's magic. And then figuring out, okay, I have to figure out school too. So it was just the obstacle within myself, and the barriers were me. I got through the social studies portion, the science portion, and reading and language arts. The last test, which I actually just took today, was math, and that was my biggest. It's like a completely different language. If I haven't passed this test today, it's I didn't pass the test today, but I can still keep going. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to nail it. And I'm going to get back into the swing of going to school. And I would like to work on becoming a medical esthetician.
My name is Fidlan. I'm from Haiti. I was born in Haiti, but I came in the U.S. since preteen. I was around 13 or 14 years old when I came. I did graduate from high school. I got married. I couldn't continue with my education, but I always wanted to continue to in the nursing program. I decided to come back, and when I came back, I took the prerequisite, which was English and math. My score was not high enough. Right now, concerning obstacles, yes, I do have many obstacles, but I decide to go over them because I do have a large family and I have a job. I really wanted to go into practical nursing, first of all, because you know, when you're a little girl, your dream always want to be that nurse or even to continue to be that doctor. And it's something I always wanted. The medical field has always been my passion. I have some great help who helped me rethink of what I wanted. And I even have arrangement made for me to shadow MA class, a medical assistant. And since then, I kind of like, yeah, this is for me too.
I'm Blake Adams. I was originally in Ohio for high schooling. Finished 9th grade, but when I moved back over here to Florida, I realized that it really wasn't my thing doing the virtual high schooling through computer and stuff, and it just wasn't working out. There's not as much motivation. You're always at home. You're stuck in one place for multiple hours, and so. I realized that wasn't working, but I got the great opportunity. When I figured out they had automotive, I was very excited. I was like, wow, okay. So I went to the automotive program and also job shadowed in there for about 2 weeks and realized that was awesome. And I didn't know at the time, but I asked and I was able to get into half GED, half automotive. And so I do now. First thing in the morning, I go to my automotive classes from 7:15 to 10:45. And then I switch over to my GED classes, and so I get my hands-on in the morning, and then I get book work and stuff, and a lot of good people and stuff to help me do my GED. So and another thing is that mechanics is run in my family for like a long time. I've grown up working on cars. I love doing it. It's amazing. So I didn't know. I thought I'd have to get my GED first and then go on to the automotive. That's what I originally thought, but I started asking and asked the vice principal and stuff and vice director, and they helped me out. And a lot of people helped me out and told me that yeah, you have the option if you need it to half GED, half automotive, and I did that and job shadowed, and it's going great so far. So there's actually a lot of programs that the school has that they let me know they had. Pretty close in, they were like, yeah, we can hook you up with VR, which is Voc Rehab, and they helped me out with getting my IEP back set up to where I can have like extra time on tests if I needed it, or a lot of things that I didn't actually have in high school. They cut me off, and I had it in middle school, and then when I transferred over to high school, I didn't really have the option, and then going into an adult program like this, I didn't realize that they had so many like benefits or things that could help you.
Hello, my name is Wendy Santos. I'm 18 years old. I started taking English classes in the morning when I was 17. Right now, currently, I'm working with my GED. I had the opportunity to went to the home health aid program, and while I'm working with my ESOL classes. At the beginning, it was really hard for me because I was stuck with the stuff, and I just do it and keep my goal. As you know, we have a lot of obstacles when we are preparing for our future, so you have to be prepared for that, because the obstacles can be time, language, work. So you have to be strong and keep your goal and what you want in your life. was really hard to me because it's my second language, and I start to the beginning, and I say I can do this, and I have a lot of support with my sister and teachers in the school. What changed for me was when I talking with my teachers and I talking about my future and what I want. They tell me that I can do anything that I want. I'm just keep focused in my future and keep my goal.
My name is Longwen. I'm from China, and I have been here for almost 4 years. I hoping to learn English and the culture of the United States. So I have taken English class, ABE or GED class in adult education program, and I'm still learning English in the class. We moved the class from classroom to virtual class, and actually I was more like virtual class because it's save time. Sometimes it's more flexible. I can have class, I can access class at any time. I can use the time to do more practice and to do more homework. The virtual class is more convenient for me to speaking with my teachers and with my classmates instead of only speak with shoulder partners at the classroom. I really appreciate the program. Give me opportunities to work as a student worker. So I get to know more about education, about the adult student, about the adult education program. I was a teacher. I was teaching math, sometimes teaching Mandarin in Chinese. Yeah, the student work was good for me to get more experience in the U.S. and to chase my career. I am looking for a career, so I prepared how to do a resume, how to do the interview in the United States. So first, my teachers and the staff working adult education program, they helped me a lot, give me many help for other suggestions to do my resumes and interviews. So after that, I applied the job, and actually, I think I did a great interview and I was hired. My suggestion for other educators is adult students need more confidence, so you should encourage them to do their best to build their confidence, and the other thing is give them more resources for learning English, for learning cultures.
The stories you have just heard should be similar to those of your students. As you continue to address the barriers of adult learners, consider some key factors that come into play. Take time to build a relationship and trust with your students. Recognize that our role as adult educators is to provide support systems. Work within your organization and your partners to identify those support systems. In the end, if retention and student success is the goal, it will require working differently to ensure the needs of the adult learner are met. So we've just heard from the perspective of our adult students. Now let's discuss some of the solutions. As we talk about solutions to student barriers, the big picture that we're going to be talking about briefly are the community partners, the relationships and trust components, meeting students where they are, creating opportunities, building support systems, and celebrating the successes within the organization and the students. Each of the students had a different set of barriers common to adult education. This is where our WIOA partners and regional organizations really come into play. The work is identifying those partners that have a common mission and can support our students. The students in the video had the support from a combination of local partners, including Youth Haven, St. Matthew's House, Shelter for Abused Women and Children, even the Rotary and Kiwanis clubs, each playing a different role and a solution to a specific barrier. The idea of building relationships starts with administration and our student advisor visiting and getting to know our community partners and agencies who can best provide those services and complement our programs and the needs of our students. Our goal is to know the agencies, what they do, what they require, and get to know the individuals within the organization that can make decisions. This facilitates our ability to better refer and transition students from one group to another. We then have another component to this, and that is building the trust relationship with our students. This takes the most time and ultimately starts with our instructors or our frontline support staff. So they have a key role in play and have that role in identifying the needs early. To meet students where they are, we need to take a step back and look at who we serve, and then look at our systems and practices to ensure they're compatible. We often forget that we have complicated processes and registration requirements that may not always be accessible to our students, either by lack of language, literacy skills, or even digital literacy. So what can we do to facilitate some of those processes? Here in Collier, we have transitioned to an online registration and orientation process. While we have simplified our system for collecting student information, we also potentially created a digital divide for our students wanting to access these programs. Our solution was to welcome our students, as we always have, and for those needing additional support, we still provided the access and the support to language and translators at each of our sites as they walked in. We then also need to ensure that we're sharing our mission and our agenda with each of the appropriate staff members, thinking about who it is that we're serving, that we're here for our students, and what do we often need to do to make the work accessible for them. Our role as administrators or teachers is to create opportunities. And while COVID shut us down temporarily, it forced us to look at our systems and the design of our programs differently. It allowed us to be creative in the delivery of our instruction, as well as the design to best meet the needs of our students, not only during difficult times, but moving forward. Providing opportunities to explore and experiment are critical as well. Those are two of the students in the video shared about how significant it was being able to visit and shadow in the technical program. These kind of exploration or experimenting holds true not just for our students, but as well for our instructors in our programs. How do we know if something will work if we don't try it? Then as we wrap back around, we need to consider the support systems, because having the context and resources alone isn't enough. Instead, we need to ensure all stakeholders are sitting at the table addressing the main problem. We want to make sure that we're identifying the critical need, and that often includes involving the student and families to make sure we haven't missed a piece in this. Finally, we need to celebrate the small milestones. This world has become so complex that we often forget to recognize those little things. We all thrive by success and growth, so celebrate those successes both with your students and within your organization. We hope these solutions helped address some of the barriers your students face within your system, and hopefully you can move forward by implementing some of these strategies.